What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Echocalypse video. That's right, we're going to try to say it correctly this time. So I promised you guys a reroll guide, and I'm going to provide that right now. Just so you guys are aware, this will take a little bit of your time, but it's not overly crazy, and it's a fairly easy, seamless process. But before I get into the reroll guide, I want to thank Bluestacks for sponsoring this video. If you want to play on the PC and join me in my journey, and also start yours with this wonderful, fun little gacha collector waifu game, click on the link in the description, download this on Bluestacks, get on your PC, and jump on and start this game with your boy Payne. Now, with that out of the way, the first thing you want to do, sign in as a guest. That is the first thing you want to do, because if you don't do that and you connect it to your email, it's going to cause you to save it to that email. So sign in as a guest, go through all of this nonsense, get out of this, and start the game. Pick the server you want to be on, and we're going to make this as seamless and as easy as possible. So I'm going to skip a few steps here. I'm going to walk you guys through this as I go through it with you, but we are not going to do everything together. I just want to give you guys what matters here and where you want to go to make this happen. So I'll be playing on Bluestacks. I'll see you guys shortly. Okay, guys, I think I've done this like 3 times now with you. As mentioned in the original 2 videos, the first thing you're going to want to do is, of course, pick a character. Now, I've been a male the entire time. I'm going to just join the female squad and become a waifu, not named Brett, but we're going to call her Paynetta. That's right. I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and jump on here. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through the tutorial, get through this. Every single story, if you want to be the most efficient reroller here, every single story you want to skip. Now, remember, you can in fact do multi-instances, link them all together, sync them all together, and do this. If your PC can handle it, that is going to be your best method of rerolling, because then you won't have to worry about coming in as a guest every single time, starting over again on one account. You can do it with as many instances as your PC can handle. So there is going to be a few units you absolutely want to go for that is going to be not just good for launch, but also further on as the game progresses. Now, you want these long-term characters early on so you guys can build them, use them, progress through the game, and get moving through PvP and also PvE storyline and other modes in this game. And there are quite a few of those modes going on. So I'm going to walk you through this. Now, again, the tutorial you're pretty much watching, essentially your team and you pass away, figuratively speaking. A better and more hot squad jumps in, of course, the waifus, saving the day. And you're going to be using these guys now just to kind of see the animations, see what kind of characters are there. There is Nizu, there is Fenruru, there is Icon, which is not even out yet, and then a few others, right? So these characters are going to be ones that you will see across the game very soon. So for example, Fenruru here, you're going to get on day 2. So you're going to have a pretty damn good DPS unit right from the get-go as soon as you log in the second day. So remember, click the link, download it, and you guys can get that going as soon as possible, because tomorrow I'm also going to be getting this unit on my main account. But this is a reroll account, and I'll explain to you guys how this works. So again, I'm going to go through this right now. I'll see you guys on chapter 3, and we're going to talk a little bit about the selection process, who you want to go for, and then also the reroll process. Now again, this shit, if you are skipping everything and going through this like it's the back of your hand because you've done this a few times, this is going to take you roughly 15 to 20 minutes max to do a reroll. But again, it's going to be worth it because these units are long term and they're going to last you quite some time. So let me get this out of the way. I'll see you guys shortly in the chapter 3 reroll section, as well as the selective summon section. All right, and we'll talk more about the units that you want to go for and which ones are going to carry you long term. I'll see you guys shortly. Alright guys, I started this video exactly at 1 p.m. We are at 1:05 now. I have completed exactly the first chapter, and I'm now doing my first scripted summon. You're going to get yourself the first character that everybody gets. It is going to be an SR character called Nanook. Good, decent DPS to start with will carry you a little bit further. Remember, the main thing here to make things go a little faster is follow the guides that they provide you, the tutorials, but also level up your damn characters. It will really, really help you guys push the characters further, as well as your progression a little faster, right? Because these levels here, they only give you a limited amount. And remember, it does only match up to what your actual level of your account is. So get everybody up. Don't just stop at the first level. Push everybody as far as you can level-wise, and that will make your progression go through this a lot quicker to chapter 3 and be able to go through the actual summon system. Don't just let people sit at level 1. It's not going to help you in any way. Just, again, it's very small amounts of EXP required at the moment. Do yourself a favor and absolutely push your content with higher level characters to make it go faster. So that's tip number one, because I know a lot of people don't do that. They're just going to sit idly by while their characters are lower level because the tutorial doesn't explain to push everyone. But the moment you have control of it, guys, get your pre-registration, get your account going, and move your characters further. And also remember to put the ×2 and ×3 speed, depending on how you want to play, obviously. If you're rushing through this and you want to get to the best possible reroll outcome, ×3, of course, is going to be your best method. So absolutely, when you see that option, put it on. Auto is actually pretty good too, so put on auto. The one thing to remember about auto during your reroll process is when you get the Ankh versus the summon, they make you put the Ankh as the second artifact. Take that away, put it back as the third, so you guys can do more DPS and push, because that's ideally the fastest way to get through this. Realistically, healing isn't going to be a big factor right away. That's going to be something you're going to feel later. During the reroll process, your main goal is to kill things as quick as you possibly can and push. So again, I'll be back. I just want to give you guys that little bit of tidbit, because a lot of people are not going to be doing the leveling and the switching of the relics. Absolutely do that, guys. It'll make life a lot easier. All right? Your boy will be back very soon. All right, guys. As mentioned before, this is going to be the first welcome aboard Teslovic pre-registration that you're going to get. There's going to be more to come, so don't worry, because there's milestones that you got, a free SSR, plus other things that are going to be coming down the pipe very shortly as you progress through the game. But this is one that you definitely want, because if you do get what you actually were looking for in terms of reroll, these are going to be useful for Chapter 4, so you can get yourself another summon through the daily draws, and also these SSR things that you can get. And if you plan to spend a little bit, they give you a coupon here in order to do that. So get that out of the way and push yourself through to Chapter 3. We are currently on Chapter 3 now. It has been exactly 15 minutes with a little bit of time that I needed to elapse to do other things. So I'd say give or take 13 minutes of straight gameplay. And we are now getting to the point where the actual game itself has the speed up. I've leveled up all my characters as much as I possibly can. I've augmented as much as I can. Autoplay is here as well. Soon, when you're going to be fighting these opponents, you're going to also have a skip option, and when they're not actual boss opponents, you can skip the entire fight altogether, making it way faster. So this game has pretty damn good quality of life and does respect your time, I have to admit. I did play the C version for a little bit, so I was accustomed to that already, so I kind of knew what I was coming into when I did play this. So we're almost to the point of the reroll guide, and where you're going to start it's going to start mattering, which is Chapter 3. You're going to have enough to summon on the advanced banner, and I'll talk about the characters that you want to go for, which ones you want to, if you actually want to play the meta, which ones you want to actually stick with. Now remember, this is a gacha, right? With a lot of waifus. So if you enjoy the game just for the aesthetics and you're not playing for the meta, go for what you want. It's not, no one's going to stop you here, and there's really no wrong decisions or right decisions. But if you plan to play the meta, the next part of the video is going to matter quite a bit, because you're going to know what characters you want to summon for and which ones are going to give you the most long-term longevity while new banners come out, and they're still going to matter, right? So let me get to that point, guys, and I'll be back. All right, guys, so it is 1:20 now exactly. So this took literally 20 minutes to do, to the point where you have to do this next into the winter stage. This will give you a couple more summons, and this is important to get out of the way. So just click on this and just follow the patterns of what they do. There'll be a few fights here and there. Overall, you're just going to skip the story, complete the missions, and just follow the path of this game. Now, after completing this, you're going to have the option to do two things. Number one, a selective summon. Number two, you're going to be able to do the draw for... This is just wild, I swear, watching this. You're going to be able to do the draw for the advanced summon as well as selective summon. Remember now, the selective summon, you have to, once you complete it, we'll talk about the units you want to go for, you have to get to Chapter 7 in order to actually acquire the summon that you want, okay? You get 10 chances to choose between some of the decent characters out there. Mostly they're A tier, but there's still going to be characters you're going to be able to use for a very long time until obviously the new banners come out and then power creep kicks in. But the advanced banner, that's the one that you want to actually reroll on, because that one there is going to be the one that includes all the characters that you actually want from the game. So once I'm done completing this part, which you guys will also have to do, you guys can see here, make sure you use that skip button. A lot of people don't even know it exists, to be honest, when you're brand new. You just kind of wait and you sit around. And remember, to click this, you can just go ahead and do this, and it'll take you to the location you need to go. And another little tidbit to make things go a little faster, so you guys are aware of this, if you actually look through the map, if you don't want to click on the button and watch them walk, you can actually just automatically teleport to a location right there. So click on the map, it'll take you directly there, and you guys can do it that way if you don't want to click the button and watch the animation of walking. So a few little tips to make things go a little quicker for your reroll. Remember, it is 121 now. That's been actually 122. So now we're 2 minutes in. So 22 minutes so far to get this out of the way. We've completed this. Let's skip this. Remember to use that skip button, guys. It will make life so much easier and faster. Okay, guys, this is the last part before the actual reroll. I'm going to get this done, and I'll be back in about, give or take, 2 minutes, and then we're going to actually do the actual summon part and talk about what you want to go for and who you want to go for, most importantly. All right, guys, here we are finally completing everything we need to complete to do this selected 10-time summon. Now, if you watched my last video, you probably know who I requested to go for. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more thoroughly, especially this right here. This is what's going to matter the most. So once you get to the 20-minute point, maybe 22-minute point like I did, you're going to get into this advanced draw section. This is going to be where the reroll actually happens. Okay, so you guys can see here, first draw, the first 10 times guarantees in SSR. So your first multi is going to essentially give you what you're looking for. Here are the units you absolutely want, okay? And it's up to you which way you want to go with this, because these units will take you very far in the game. So first off, Audrey. Audrey is going to be a top tier unit for a very, very long time, provides healing, rage recovery, is pretty much essential for your team, and is good for any team you plan to build. She is going to be there for you no matter what. And again, a very long-term unit, okay? Unit number 2, and this is if you want burst DPS. And keep in mind, you are going to get a DPS in Fenrir tomorrow when you log in, but Kiki here is going to be your best burst DPS for quite some time before Akon comes out. Now, Kiki gives herself rage at the start, also has her damage increased by 30% when she drops below 70% of her own HP, and she does a massive amount of damage, but she is going to be replaced after the first few weeks, but she will carry you very, very far. So if you're looking for a DPS, and God, does she ever look good, this is the character you want to go with. Now, another option, of course, is going to be Vivi, which is, I believe, this unit right over here, who's also a shielder, supporter, going to do a lot of damage reduction for your team, and is going to be pretty much useful for any team you plan to use. So instead of a healer, so for example, if you go for Dina, who's going to be a healer for you on your 10-time summon, you can actually go for Vivi instead of Audrey. So that's another option. Now, there's one that a lot of people don't actually talk very much about, and they should be, and that is Nephthys. Nephthys right over here is going to be easily one of the best healers in the game. Big heals, especially at round 1, gives allies buff attack, overheal equals more damage. So this is one unit that a lot of people say is S tier, but actually ends up being one of the top tier units in the game for a very, very long time. So you can see here a lot of support units with one big DPS unit in there. So it's your choice which way you want to go. Now, this is how it works. This is why multi-instance is so important. Once you do your draw, if you don't get what you want, these units are not sitting in the selected 10 times draw. So keep that in mind. So your banner preview here will show you that all the units I just mentioned are not in this little banner. So you cannot get any of those units here. So it's very important to get the advanced draw that you want in order to advance further. Now, keeping in mind also, elevating command, she is featured with a higher end draw right now, so Kiki is here. So you can push further if you don't want to re-roll and try to get her then. All right, guys, so without further ado, let's go into an advanced draw and see what we get. Let's just hope we get someone we want, because then we can save this to an account, link it, and we're done. If you're not, don't link. You're a guest. Go in, start a brand new guest account, start this over. This is why, again, multi-instances are so good with Bluestacks. So check out the multi-instance function, sync it, and just do as many as your PC can handle and go from there. So let's just see what we get here, okay? Again, important to get one of the 4 units. No, not what we wanted. So this is going to be a reroll, and here you guys see it. Unfortunately, the game crashed. I apologize. So we got Wajet, Riken, and that was pretty much it for our thing. So what you want to do next, guys, is you essentially go in here, clear cache, start the whole thing over again, and don't even bother with the selected draw. If you don't get the unit you're looking for, just delete everything and start over. Do not account bind. If you account bind, you will end up losing that account to that email address or wherever you decide to do it. Account bind after you get what you want. So again, multi-instance is very important. So those are the units you want to go for. Remember, it's Vivi, right? Kiki, that's right, Vivi and Kiki, Audrey, and Nefset, okay? Nesfet, sorry. So those are the 4 units you absolutely want to go for. Any of those 4 will be long-term for you Once you've done that, you got what you wanted, then you can do select to summon, decide between Zawa or Dina. Those are my two choices I personally would go with, either a DPS with control or a healer, depending what you went with in the first place, or you guys don't even have to re-roll and continue playing the game as is. But there you guys have it. There's the guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helped. Get those units, guys, and I'll see you guys on Bluestacks playing this game. See you guys later.